Hey, what's going on, guys? Dropship Tyler here, and I'm here for another Wednesday night live Q&A about eBay, Amazon, I guess Bonanza too, if you want to ask questions about that. I didn't have that in the title, but also if you want to ask me anything personal about my business, kind of how my day goes, anything like that, I'm open to those questions as well. So yeah, I just want to have fun tonight and be able to answer y'all's questions, help you guys in any way I can. So I'm looking forward to it. I do want to say that I've noticed recently that I've been getting a lot of dislikes on my videos. So I figured I would start tonight off with something that will make those people happy. So before I just got on this live, about 30 minutes ago, I checked my email and I did lose a $360 chargeback case on Amazon. So if you're usually a person who likes to click that dislike button, go ahead and click that like button because I'm losing money. So hopefully, you like that. But yeah, I just wanted to start off with that. And then, maybe we can get more likes to dislikes this video. And now I'm just going to check in chat, see who's here, and answer some questions, if anybody has anything. So, and again, thank you guys for spending your Wednesday night with me. I always look forward to doing these. It's something that like literally every Wednesday I look forward to doing when I wake up is starting this live. So I really appreciate for those of you that join on a regular basis. For those of you guys that are just here now, taking the time to do that, and this is your first one, welcome. But yeah, I just wanted to say that for you guys because I know you could be doing a lot better things on a Wednesday night than watching my channel. So I am honored that you guys would do that. So we have, I'm scrolling up. I see some people here. We have Lazy Abram. He wasn't the first, but Jamie Scaife was the first. What's up, guys? Ty Nguyen, Lagoat James, Nasayed, John H. He says, "Hi, Tyler. Thanks for replying on Messenger to me earlier." All right, so you were the person that was talking about TrackerBot and your sales dropping and all of that. No problem. I was trying to do a call with him too. Sometimes I do like to just get on the phone and just start talking to people about drop shipping that hit me up and just talking about what kind of problems they have. So yeah, no problem, John. Appreciate you reaching out. Martin from Thrift Store Gold. Appreciate you joining. And it says Thrift Store Gold. You need to check your name. I think there's a misspelling in there. But yeah, appreciate you joining. Carter, what's up, man? And William, Luxury Card Store. Always love seeing you in here. She says, I clicked like because you get value for free. And yeah. But I figured I would play both sides this tonight with telling people about that $360 chargeback that I lost. That way those people can like this video also. Noah's here. What's up, Noah? Today was on Zeek and found a drop shipper that have all his items from Amazon, but they are add-on. How is he doing that? That's very interesting. There's a couple ways that he can do that. So the first one off the top of my head that I know people do on a regular basis is they buy pre-order video games and just other stuff. I guess you can do it with anything that's pre-order. Basically what you're going to do, and I don't recommend doing this because it's a pain in the ass. I guess, that's his edge. But what you can do is you can buy the add-on item, buy the pre-order item, and as long as your card's $25, ship it all to the same person. Once the add-on item actually ships, then you're going to cancel the pre-order. But again, I do not recommend doing this. But yes, that is the number one way that I think these do this with the add-on items. So again, I do not recommend doing that, but more power to him if that's what he's doing. Eventually Amazon's going to catch on and they're not going to like you using their platform in that way. Ecom Shigo says, what's up, bro? Bonanza one day will be the new eBay. I hope so. So I've actually just reached the $1,000 mark on my Bonanza sales. So I think I had my biggest day yesterday, and that's because I'm still listing items. As you guys know, Sale Freaks has the Coupon Hunter feature, which will automatically list items for you from the Coupon Hunter or from the coupon database that they have from the Amazon listings. So I'm still doing that. So I actually made around $19 profit yesterday on Bonanza because I had a couple coupon orders from that Coupon Hunter. So yeah, so Bonanza's fine. Not trying to tell anybody to go rush to Bonanza and give up their day job or give up their eBay dropshipping business. But for me, it's something that I think I could actually work on and be profitable at. With Bonanza, there's not many expenses that are involved with it. It's literally your software cost and the cost of one of the memberships on Bonanza, one of the advertising memberships. The one I'm on is like Titan, and then they have Titan Pro. So you just have to outpace your cost, and you have to figure out a way to keep your costs down because there are no insertion fees. So whether it's using a different software than Sale Freaks or something like that, something that you need to do to keep your cost down, not using VAs to start something like that. That's the way that you need to start Bonanza, because you're probably going to lose money in your first month if you have expensive software and you're not sure what to list. There's just not much traffic, so it's not as good for sure. Tyler's going to start a new gold rush on Bonanza. I would not say that yet. What is the advertised level you choose, 9% or 32% on Bonanza? I choose 13%, but that's the max that Bonanza is going to take from the final value fee. It's the 13% plus the PayPal fees. Now, I do have some orders that have come in and they're like 3.5% final value fees. So on there, I price my item. I price every single item like it's a 13% fee. So on the ones that come in lower, I'm making an extra 10% margin there because of the fact that Bonanza only took the 3.5% instead of the 13%. So yeah, it is interesting how Bonanza works, but I don't want to make this just about Bonanza because I do not want to confuse people and have them believing that Bonanza is for them. Not yet, because I need to test more and I need to see the ways that we can make it profitable, again, with all the costs that are associated, because you still need software to be able to do all of these, to do all the repricing and stuff like that. Yeah, so Remington says, sir, my question, and you don't have to call me sir. I'm only 26, but I do appreciate it. Sir, question, only Ty Nguyen has to call me sir because he's 18. So Ty, you can still call me sir. Everybody else, you're in the clear. My account suddenly stopped making sales, 700 a day to 0. It's been 14 days. Do you think I could have been flagged? Time for a new store. So promoted listings, if they go to 0, you've been flagged. And that's something that I saw with John H. earlier. When I talked to him on my Facebook, for those of you guys that just joined, John H. was somebody who is here in the chat. And yeah, I was chatting with him on Facebook chat earlier through my Dropship Tyler Facebook account. So for those of you guys that want to reach me, Instagram at Dropship Tyler, Facebook at Dropship Tyler. And now I have a Twitter, which is Dropship T is the handle, but like Dropship Tyler is the name on there. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, honestly, it's the best place to get in touch with me right now because of the fact that nobody's messaging me on Twitter. So your message isn't going to get lost in a bunch of other messages. And that's one big thing actually that Gary Vee preaches in his books or in his just videos I've watched. Message the people that you want to get in touch with on the platform there's the least competition for them. So if you leave a YouTube message or a YouTube comment, I do read all of them, but sometimes I'm on the go when I see it and I don't reply either right away or at all. But I do read pretty much every single YouTube comment. Instagram, I answer a lot of those messages because they are easy for me to be able to organize. Facebook, I get a lot of messages on. It's hard for me. But Twitter, right now, if you want to follow me on Twitter and you want to ask questions or tweet at me, there's a very good chance that I will reply, probably almost 100%. So yeah, where was I? I guess we were talking about his sales suddenly stopped. But yes, that's the same thing we saw with John H., where his promoted listings went down and then his sales stopped. That means you've been flagged. The way to avoid being flagged is to have a manual store from the get-go. And one thing that another person messaged me today, because this is the number one question that I get right now on just Instagram or whatever people are messaging me, is about why they aren't getting sales anymore. And even this person today asked me, they said, well, I took off all the software on my account because they were using DSM tool. And he's like, well, I took off all the software on my account and I reduced my listings to the only ones that had sold. And I started listing again manually and my sales still haven't gone up. Like, what's going on? And I told him, I mean, this is true. If you are flagged, it doesn't matter if you remove the software. You're flagged. Maybe in a few months, I don't know. I haven't talked to people. I don't have experience with that. Maybe months down the road, that account may be unflagged somehow. Maybe the system does a rescan every once in a while, whatever. But you're flagged. So now it's time to create a profitable strategy while you're flagged, which is still possible. It's not impossible. So stop thinking that it's a way out. It's an excuse for you to stop, trying to be successful, or it's a permanent roadblock for you to be successful, because that's not true at all. But if you want to be unflagged forever, in my opinion, right now, what I've seen is the manual store works. And you're allowed to put multiple locations and all of that. Just keep your store semi-small. Make sure you're not having any cases closed against you, anything like that, and you should be fine. But that's just what I've experienced personally. I'm not saying this is fact. I'm just saying that this is the best information that I have to go off of based off the people who I've talked to on a regular basis, people who have experimented with this. I've experimented with this. This is the information that I can give you that I, understand and know. All right. So Noah says, just quit my job and I'm moving to start dropshipping on Bonanza in Nicaragua. Any advice? I'm ignoring you. I'm not answering that. Best of luck to you, Noah. Hope you come back alive, buddy. All right. He's trolling me, for those of you guys that don't realize that. All right. So Ninja Hyper, because Ty says, not a good idea. Can a person with no capital make it on Amazon? No. I mean, straight up. How are you going to have no capital and front the money? What are you going to do? You're going to wait 2 weeks from the time, like you're going to say the item shipped, wait 2 weeks, get the money, and then ship the item out? No, by that time you'll lose. Frank the White says January is a slow month. Well, if January is a slow month, I'm going to be a happy camper the rest of the year, because January so far, and I posted on my Instagram, you can see a screenshot. The last 30 days was $190,000 in sales on Amazon, but the last 15 days was like 150,000 in sales or something. And then the last 7 days was 86,000 in sales, was the screenshot I posted. And I explained how we turn our stores off during Christmas. And when I say we and our stores, I'm talking about the people that are working with Matt Gambrell and his VA team, which I'm part of. Not part of his VA team, but I'm part of that group. We actually cut our stores off around Christmas, and we take it slow and give the VAs a little break after the holiday rush. We keep our margins very high. Some days we turn off our stores, put them on vacation mode, and then we basically just grow the stores and let them rip the rest of the year until the next holiday season. Or if there's some sort of holiday or something like that in the Philippines they celebrate, we also give them time off for that, slow down our sales, whatever. So yeah, so that's the reason that there's such a difference between the last 7 days and 15 days versus the last 30 days. So yeah, I was at one point for the last 30 days, I was under 100K in sales, which is like on Amazon, which is like the first time that's been since I started, basically, like maybe 2 or 3 months after I started. And again, that was all because of the fact that we give that break during after the holidays, and then basically up until mid-January. That's when we start getting things rolling again. All right, so let's see what else. I'm trying to expand the chat here to make it a little bigger so I can see more comments. Let's see. So it says Amazon is capital intensive. I had to stop my stores multiple times because I was too hungry and sold like 10K in a day too many times. Again, I've had that same experience where I did, 30 or 40K in a day in November. And this was like last year. This wasn't this past year. This was 2017. And I was just like, wow, I used up half my credit in one day. So I need to slow things down. Now it's more of, all right, how fast can I keep things going? Because I do have a lot more capital than I did when I first started in, last year, even the beginning of last year, mid last year. I have more capital now. I have more credit lines. I was able to get the Plum card, my Amex Gold card I can spend more on. My Bank of America Visa card has a higher limit. I have so many more options now for credit cards and increasing my lines of credit when I need to. And that's because I've been really good about paying them off every single month. I start with a fresh balance. I don't pay interest on my cards. That would defeat the whole purpose of using credit cards and getting that cash back. And yeah, I don't have to use payability anymore. That's a big one people always ask. And yeah, it's just been growing very well. If you guys could hit that like button for me, I would really appreciate that while I have y'all in here. I'd never feel like I ask for the likes too often, but I'm going to start. So no shame. I'm asking everybody that's in here, please hit that like button if you're enjoying this. And again, I appreciate every single person spending their Wednesday night or part of their Wednesday night with me here and, asking questions and engaging. So can you do a 6-day handling, add fake tracking to withdraw the money and have yellow transfer button, which takes 3 days? I would not recommend that. No, don't do it. Eric says, thought you have been inactive. I have not been inactive. I've still been here. And yep, I am. Noah says, rookie numbers, boy. Thanks, man. I saw your 10K earlier. Even though you're probably working with 200% margins, with your wholesale stuff, Noah, I'm still happy with mine for sure. Ty says, got to take it slow. Hi, Tyler. Just on a lunch break. Catch up for 15 minutes. What's up, Mossy? Appreciate you joining me during your lunch break. Means a lot. You would take the time to do that and, not enjoy your lunch to the fullest. Hopefully I'm enhancing your lunch, not taking away from it. But so Ty, congratulations. I know Ty's in here chatting a lot. Don't want to give him too many shout outs, so I'm going to back off a little bit. And same with Noah. Can't give him too many shout outs. They get too many already. But congratulations on your new place, man. Looking forward to seeing what you're able to accomplish moving out of your parents' house. That's a huge accomplishment. I know for me, when I first quit my job, I actually moved back into my parents' house. This was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. It was, a year and a half ago. Yeah. Maybe a little longer. But anyway, I moved back into my parents for like 3 months, basically up until the point I got back from Nicaragua. And in order to get as much done as I wanted to get done on a daily basis and stay as focused as I could, I had to get an office space, like in a shared office. So I had a table in a room, and that ended up getting really distracting too, because there were people making calls in a little small room. There was like 4 of us, and it was just too much. There was 5 of us. It was too much. So eventually Matt Gambrell got his office downtown. So I was able to let mine go. I also got my own apartment, and that became my workspace. I got so much more done when there were no distractions. So it is a great move. Happy for you, Ty. It's awesome. Entrepreneur says, that's it. I thought you'd be pushing 300K by now. I have had some 300K months, or really close to it at least. And then if you take eBay and Amazon combined, I mean, I've probably had probably like 450. I was going to say close to 500K, but actually, yeah, I'd say 500, close to 500K. I'll have to look up what my best months were between the two platforms. But like in the same month. I'm saying I could probably look it up on GoDaddy Bookkeeping actually and let you guys know. But yeah, so yeah, my office space isn't my bedroom anymore. Congrats on that. All right. So hi Tyler, do you think it's still worth it to keep going with a flagged account? I am making sales, but not as frequent as before. Would love your advice. Sorry if bad English. I'm from Colombia. Nice, man. If you're from Colombia, then you should get up with Anthony sometime. But not sure if you're in Medellin or not. But anyway, if you don't know who Anthony is, he's my business partner on the Automated Dropshipping Blueprint course. I believe he has 3 eBay accounts right now that he dropships from. Still does well, and yeah, but he lives in Medellin. So with a flagged account, it depends on what software you're using, how quickly you can change the margins, how quickly you can list more items, delete items, etc. That would be the first thing that I would say about a flagged account. But to give you a definitive answer, straightforward answer, yes, you can still make money with a flagged account. Yes, it will be way harder than it was before. Yes, you unfortunately probably will end up saying, F this isn't worth it. And you'll likely not do it anymore. And I don't know. I mean, for some people, that's hard advice for them to take, but it's the truth. It's what I see every single day. And I'm not saying it's anything against your work ethic or anything like that. I'm saying that the amount of effort it takes to put into a flagged store versus an unflagged store is insanely different. And that's why, I recommend that if you have a family member or something like that, a friend that wants to get into eBay dropshipping, or that you can just use their account to run their accounts, I recommend that you build that, you keep that flag store, but you also build that manual store at the same time. And don't have them connected, because I think that was one of my issues when I was telling you guys about my manual store and my automated store. I believe that eBay views creating a second store once you're a flagged dropshipper. I feel like they might view that as against you're trying to get around a restriction, basically. And they always tell you when restrictions happen, you can't create a second store to get around this. Like if you're top, or if you're above standard and you go below standard, you can't delist all your items on the below standard store and move to a new store and just start with above standard. I mean, eBay is not going to like that, and they might shut you down right then and there for that. So I'm thinking that creating that manual store, getting around and undermining what eBay is doing, is a way for eBay to look at you and be like, okay, this person is violating our terms of service, or they're violating something to do with their account restriction. So that's how I feel. That's why you need to keep the two completely separate. And there are ways to create stealth eBay accounts legally using another entity that you create. And this is something Anthony actually is really good at and knows how to do. I believe the site is like LLC University or something. He can correct me if he's in the chat and I'm wrong. But you can create these corporations, put them under, not put the whole corporation under someone else's name, but you can put the corporation under your name, I believe. And again, Anthony, correct me if you're here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't gone this route yet with this. But then you put the account in someone else's name. So someone who's willing to help you with, calling in to verify things, whatever. But the LLC can be in your name. I'm almost positive that that's how this works. But again, if anybody has anything different, I'm open to being corrected, because I've never done this. And I really only have definites about things that I've, experienced or done. So I'm not, but again, that is a way to create a second account. So yeah, Anthony says LLC University. All I had to do was scroll down actually a little bit to see. Oh wait, so never mind. This is the bottom. All right. So Anthony said, sounds correct. Perfect. We got success with Sully here. He has no YouTube videos, but I highly recommend you follow him, because the moment that he does create a YouTube video for the first time, it's going to be epic. And you guys should all be there for it, because I've been trying to get him to do it for 3 months. This guy crushes eBay. He crushes Amazon. I don't understand why he has to be a perfectionist. But yeah, success with Sully. Go subscribe. All right. Anyway, Luxury Card Store says, question for Tyler, approximately how many items per day can your VAs list on Amazon? Great question. So I would say that peak, I see around 50 to 100 items go on my store on a daily basis, or not on a daily, like on a max basis, I guess, like maybe close to 100. But I will say that lately, because of the volume I'm doing, and I had an issue with a VA that I had on one of my accounts, or on my Amazon account. Lately, if they don't list any items in a day, I'm fine with it because they have so many orders to fulfill, and the team actually shrank by one, and it was a lead member of the team. I'll talk more about that later in a different video, but yeah, so lately, the amount of listings going up is not as great as it's been in the past, but I would say with a team of 3 to 4 people working with 1 or 2 fulfilling orders, depending on how many orders I got that day, and then 1 or 2 listing products, I would say 50 in a day is fine. But lately, it's been all hands on deck for tracking, customer service, and orders, just because of the huge uptick that we've seen lately by switching to a repricer. So Paul J. Lipsky says, I've been here for 5 minutes and already earned so much. Learned. I meant learned so much. Paul, we get it. We get it, Paul. You have a course and you sell it a lot. And you also sell on Amazon and eBay. And you just make money left and right. And I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming into my live. Really appreciate it, man. All right, so back to the – and Paul knows I'm messing with him. All right, so Paul J. Lipsky says or not Paul J. Lipsky, Oitola Oiwami, and then sorry if I got your name wrong, says Paul J. Lipsky, hey, man, did you get the email I sent you? So, Paul, respond to that man's email. But anyway – all right, let's and the entrepreneurs here. I did not give him a shout out yet. And the entrepreneur is, if I know about you guys, and you have a channel, I'm probably going to just tell people about it. So the entrepreneur has a podcast, I believe. He's also an eBay dropshipper. Check out his channel. And yeah, again, if I know who you are, or if I've seen you have a channel, I'll call you guys out in here. But anyway, I got to scroll up more. You're not supposed to use a personal credit card for business purchases. The IRS does not like that. Very true. But I did do that, unfortunately. But I never used a personal credit card. See, here's the thing. Yeah, I never used a personal credit card for personal purchases. I used it for business purposes. So anyway, yeah. Gracias, Tyler. Just say, oh, yay, much. So his name's Oh, yay. Okay, nice. Cool. When are you going to start dropshipping on eBay again? Am I already dropshipping on eBay again? That's the question. All right, so time to win. Even if you have a manual store, eBay can still tell you are a dropshipper based on how you reprice and update stock. What do you think? I think that's incorrect from what I've experienced. But I don't know, man. Maybe they're going to catch on to the file exchange. But then again, what if you're using a wholesale supplier and feeding that in there, and then that gets you dropship, that gets you flagged if you're feeding a wholesale feed into the eBay file exchange? I don't know. Oh, but Success with Sully says if you have a manual store, you'd be updating manually. They're talking about if you use SKU-Grid or some form of the file exchange, whatever. So, yeah. Oh, on your eBay comeback, how much were you able to make the first week? Ninja Hyper. I'm not going to – okay, so I'll say this about eBay accounts when they're brand new. Part of the problem that makes people get suspended when they first start back on Amazon or on eBay, sorry, is the fact that they want to go hard on their new account right away. It's not smart. You're going to get suspended. You got to ease your way back into this, or you're going to get the MCO on one. eBay's going to want, information about where your inventory is, why you're selling so much so quickly. And you can't explain to them, oh, it's because you boosted me up in the search rankings because I have a manual store. They're not going to like that answer. So you got to take things slow to start, right? I'm not talking about list one item every other day type of slow, but I'm saying, throw 5 to 10 listings up, wait a few days, throw 5 to 10 more up, see how things go, wait a few days, and just keep a nice slow pace, because that's going to prevent eBay from doing. I know that there is a velocity review on Amazon, but I believe there's also a velocity review on eBay right now, with how sensitive they are to everything that's going on their platform. So yes, start slow on eBay. I'm not after big profits at the beginning. I'm after sustainability. That's the key to this business, is sustainability. So if you're getting flagged, or you're getting the MCO on one and you have to keep creating new stealth accounts, like because you're trying to go too fast on them, right away, not smart at all. So let me see. Will you consider reviewing eBay stores in the future? Yes, I will. I did say before, and this was my mistake. I said before, and I did get to a few of them, that I would review eBay stores if you sent me your store on Instagram. I got a lot of those messages, and I did review some of them, but there were just such obvious mistakes. And I know that's the reason why people want me to review their store, to call them out and tell them the mistakes they're making. But it's just like, if you watch some YouTube videos and you listen to people who know what they're talking about and really absorb the information, you don't need me to review your store to fix a lot of the things that are happening. Not you specifically, AB Dragons. I'm just saying the people that I saw that were messaging me. So it got kind of tedious and boring to go through and just be like, oh, you're pricing your items too high. Oh, you're trying to list only $100 plus items. Like, that's not smart. You need more feedback, like just basic things like that. So I can do that though. But yeah. So Riley says you should charge to review stores. That way your time is worth it. One thing I've learned recently, Riley, is, and I'll just say this because I'm pretty open on my YouTube channel about everything that I'm doing and all that. The videos where I try to sell a service, a course, anything, no matter how good intentioned it is from my end, and yes, I'm making money on it, of course, like the video for the one-on-one that I just recently did. People do not respond well to those videos. They don't like being sold stuff, and I completely understand why, because the internet is full of people trying to sell you stuff every single day. So I don't blame people. I'm not going to charge people to review their stores. That's not something I'm going to do. And if it is something I'm going to do, I don't know. It would probably just be something I put on my website. And if I start doing my website again, whatever, I fell off on my blog, my ehustleds.com blog. I fell off on that. I haven't posted on there in a while, but I did have coaching up on there at some points. And I did get a decent amount of people that did the coaching. But I never pitched it on my YouTube. They just found it randomly by going to my blog or whatever. So maybe it'll be something like that. But people hate when I say that I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to charge you and I'll review your store. I'm not doing that anymore. That's just a heads up. But that is still open for that last video. If you guys want to be part of a one-on-one training, if you buy Matt's course through my link, that's me giving back to you for you guys supporting me. So yeah, but I do agree, AB Dragons, Gary Vaynerchuk, give it free and you will get it back. I do hope that's the long-term result of everything that I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. because I did have what's funny, this is funny, just a little side note here. When I was doing my live 2 Wednesdays ago, that I had a link to an audiobook, the audiobook, Gary Vaynerchuk's Crushing It. I had a link with my affiliate link in the description, right? And one of the people, Ty says I lagged out. Hopefully I'm still on here. But anyway, I'm very confused by this comment. Ty says I lagged out. I'm not sure if he's talking about me or whatever, but anyway, one of the comments from the person was, oh, well, your affiliate link's in the description, so everything you said can't be trusted. I mean, if that's how people feel about my YouTube channel, then sure, whatever. But what happens when an eBay account is banned? That's a good question, Riley. So what's funny is I still get messages from eBay about the webinars, about they sent me another ban message on all my accounts actually just the other day, where they're like, oh, there's suspicious activity on your account. You are no longer able to sell on eBay. And I was just like, you told me this 3 weeks ago. I don't understand why I'm getting this email now. But they don't unsubscribe you from the emails, and you just keep getting like needled. You just keep getting poked, like them telling you that you're banned and all of these free webinars to attend and everything like that. Sorry, guys. And yeah, I don't know. And I don't know why my internet's so bad either. I bought the best internet there was, so I'm kind of confused about that. I think it might be my computer. But anyway, glad you guys stayed around. And we have 87 people in the chat now. And we only have 42 likes. So I would appreciate you guys a lot if you could click that like button. I don't know if it actually does anything for me in terms of ranking better on, YouTube or anything like that, but it makes me feel good. So if you could click that like button, would highly appreciate it. Riley says, just BS your way into getting the account unbanned. And that is actually, I think, an option if I wasn't on YouTube talking about BSing my way back into eBay. What I would do is I would just, get wholesale certificates from somebody or, an agreement to purchase the items, whatever. And I would send those into eBay and say, look, I'm a wholesale, like I'm drop shipping from a wholesaler, so I'm doing within the terms of service. And I think that would be a way to get back onto eBay. But because I just said that, and because I think eBay watches my channel, I don't think I'm going to do that. So, all right. So Ty says, build a new PC, Tyler. No, thanks. I'll just get someone else to do it for me. But I definitely need a PC rather than a laptop. So anyone heard of how many people got the TRS email actually had their top rated seller removed after the cycle on the 20th? That's very interesting, and it would be interesting to hear that. Thank you, Tyler. God bless you. You will always be great. It is sad eBay is kicking people out. Thank you, Muhammad. I appreciate that. And I agree. It is sad. It's very sad. It's not like it's over. It's not dead by any means, but I feel like it's an end of an era when you could just throw a bunch of items up on eBay. Well, actually the end of this era was April 20th, but before April 20th, if you had the right strategy, had the right software, you could quickly make bulk changes, AKA sale freaks. If you were using that software, you could literally just list items nonstop and make more and more money. And there were plenty of people that were doing that. There were people that had hundreds of thousands of items between, 5, 10 stores, whatever. And they were just raking in the money. And then after April hit, it took more work. And you had to be more selective on the items that you, uploaded. You had to have a promoted listing strategy, everything like that. You had to be using open box. And then when the promoted listings was taken away, now it's time to go manual. But anyway, it's adapting. I mean, you can see these things just based on what I just said. Obviously, with the way the internet works, the way e-commerce works, month to month, you're going to have to create a different strategy maybe going forward. It's all about staying ahead of what eBay's doing, though. AB Dragon says hit that like button, and he has 2 lizards. And if you guys were not on my live where AB Dragons was on the live, he does have a channel about feeding reptiles, I believe. About feeding specifically, maybe that's what AB Dragons is. Maybe there's some sort of dragon lizard thing, whatever. But he has a channel about that. So he was on my live at one point. And interesting fact about AB Dragons, he actually he like imports edible bugs, I believe. Or yeah, he was importing edible bugs. I believe this is AB Dragons. If it's not, correct me, AB Dragons. But he was importing edible bugs that people were obviously eating, and then he also does bugs for pets, like lizards and these dragon things that you have on your channel. But anyway, the entrepreneur says Paul just came in and trolled and dropped the mic and left. I think he got offended by my comment. I'll have to hit him up on Facebook Messenger after this and apologize. Have you seen more people getting emails from Amazon suspensions for violating? No, I only saw like one person, and yeah. So, God, where was I? I'm trying to find where I was. Sorry, guys. I need like a better way to look at the chat and do these. Tyler, do you list a different location or item location for each item? No, I do multiple location. AB Dragons, roaches. Nice, nice. Promoted seems broken on our accounts, regardless of where you're sourcing. Yes. Christopher, appreciate you giving me the $5 super chat, man. I really do. I would say it's for beer money, but I haven't had a beer in 10 days, and I knew I was going to throw this out on my live at some point, but I haven't had a processed carb in 10 days as well. And I've stayed under 50 grams of carbohydrates every single day. Well, maybe net carbohydrates. But anyway, I'm feeling good. That's why I got a lot of energy for this live. I'm trying to do like a keto diet. Already lost like 5 pounds. Feeling better. Hopefully you're seeing a new Dropship Tyler here. I was thinking about actually creating a YouTube channel called Drop Weight Tyler instead of Dropship Tyler, and doing it about my weight loss journey. But that's just an idea. I also had an idea a while back to do a YouTube channel for my lawn, and my lawn still looks like crap, so I'm glad I didn't do that. But anyway, Drop Weight Tyler might be coming in a few months. Anyway, so yeah, the keto, exactly. Anyway, drop carbs, Tyler, exactly. Do you list on Amazon listings that Amazon sells on? Yeah, I do have some of those listings. So Muhammad, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I will be I'll be putting that towards some sort of protein and fats combination rather than a beer. So thank you. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. I feel like I've just been off track so many different points during this live, but always appreciate you guys staying with me. We got 93 people in here. Yeah. Have you tried intermittent fasting? No, I haven't, but I already feel different with just doing the no carbs. I definitely have way more energy. What's crazy is on the third night, I actually had like trouble sleeping. I had so much energy, which I've heard Anthony actually told me there's videos on YouTube about people who stop eating sugar and they go through like a depression phase. I actually just feel better and better. And something that's interesting is, and I'm not sure if this is like a side effect of what I'm doing or my diet or anything, but my C4 pre-workout is hitting me like insanely harder than it was previously before I was on this diet. So again, I don't know what's going on, but it's interesting. I'm finding that most Walmart items Amazon also sells on. Very interesting, because I don't feel that same way. I feel like most of the mainstays and the Eurozone and all of that, the ones Amazon can't sell those because they're private label brands from Walmart themselves. Great Value is another one. Better Home and Gardens is another one. So you're just not finding the right brands. I feel like, yes, probably a lot of, items that are on Walmart, they probably sell on Amazon too. But if you're finding the private label products on each site, and there is a video actually that I created. You just put your email in and you get a free download of all the private label brands from Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart. So find that video. I think it was at the beginning of 2019 or the end of 2018. But yeah. Luxury Card Store, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate that. Really do. And she asked, sorry, I'm trying to scroll up here. Have you ever used FBA Multi-Tool? I just found it today, and I'm wondering if it's usable for dropshipping. Let me see what FBA Multi-Tool is. Because I do not know what FBA Multi-Tool is. And if there's a good tool, then I'm happy to look at it. I'll have to look at this later and get back to you because it looks like there's a lot of different stuff that it can do. But yeah, I mean, I'll have to watch the video and check it out. Thank you for sharing that with me. Min says sugar is more addictive than cocaine. Interesting. How would you know, Min? Do you really know? I'd be curious to hear those stories. But anyway, back to it. So Music Mania says, I lost 67 pounds in 12 weeks with low-carb diet. Documented biggest loser event at work. Overall, lost 100 pounds. Dude, that is awesome. 100 pounds is insane. I get happy about losing 5 pounds. And one thing that I come to realize is building or losing weight is a lot like building a business. It happens over time. So I mean, obviously I didn't gain all the weight overnight, so you're not going to lose it all overnight. So one of the things is just staying patient, staying focused, just like building a business. So if you have discipline enough to build a business, I feel like you have discipline enough to get in shape as long as you're getting in a good routine and all that. But that's awesome, Music Mania, for sure. Should I be concerned with Sale Freaks auto-loading listings for me? They are doing 30 every other day. So that is probably the Coupon Hunter or the Sales Hunter. If you don't want that, just delete that off of your account. But I do recommend having the Coupon Hunter on. The one thing that I have changed about the Coupon Hunter is I do want higher starred items. So don't put it to 3 to 5. Put it 4 to 5 at minimum. I think that's what mine's on right now. I haven't tested doing it with a decimal place yet and how many you can get. But do 4 to 5. And just get those products. Mr. Medina says, I'm trying to, sorry, I keep losing the scroll in the chat here. Tyler, how can we prove that we have permission from the manufacturer that we can sell the product if eBay hasn't asked for the info, but that's why your sales are down? Yeah, your sales are down because you're flagged as a dropshipper, and it's because of the software you're using. Every retail arbitrage software out there, unless you have your own custom software, I feel like that you build and eBay doesn't know about. But then again, their terms of service actually states that you can't use retail arbitrage software without their permission. So all of these softwares out there that are still around that are, a couple were shut down. Like I believe DS Genie and SkuGrid, they were shut down. And it was because I don't think they ever got eBay's permission to use the API in that way. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then, somebody from those softwares, please leave it in the comments and I will correct that. But the other softwares, they use the API in a way that eBay knows about. And that's, all the softwares, that's how you're being tracked as a dropshipper. If you have that software connected to your API at any point, you're flagged. You're going to be flagged eventually, but this is what happens. So yeah, that's why you can go the manual route. Time wins. Oh yeah, but don't fake contracts. Don't do that because they'll see it if it looks crappy and then they know you faked it. There's a lot more worse consequences that can come from that than just losing sales. It would, losing your whole account. Tyler, any thoughts on using crypto to buy gift cards? So the owner at Card Bazaar really wants me to start doing this. I'm using my eCheck balance right now. And basically the difference for those of you guys that don't know, if you use crypto to buy gift cards, you get 10% off Walmart gift cards at Card Bazaar. If you use the eCheck, you only get 6%. And the reason the owner does that is because if you were using the eCheck or a traditional bank account, whatever, or if you're wiring money to them, there's that option too. There's fees involved for processing money that they have to incur. So I guess that's the reason that they give a higher percent for crypto rather than, and also they're getting the money like, there's going to be no discrepancies or whatever from the bank or anything like that. They don't have to deal with that. So that's why they can give a bigger discount with crypto, I think. I haven't done it personally yet, okay, because I'm worried about the accounting aspect. And there was somebody, his name's Preston. He comments on some of my videos. He lived with Mark for a little bit in Nicaragua. He actually says he knew how to do this. In one of the comments, he basically said that you have to fill out this form and you just have to say, the amount of money that you purchased, the amount and like what it was valued at when it's sold. Basically, just like you would do with, any asset that you have. So yeah, that's something that, something to look into. What's interesting to me though, is if you're buying the crypto and then selling it right away, and I'm not an expert with crypto, but if you're not making any money off of it, because you're not holding it for more than like a minute or two at a time, I don't see why you would need to fill out one of those forms. If you're paying on your profit anyway, yeah, I don't see why you would need to fill that out, but could be wrong. Is Ebates good to use for gift cards? I don't know. I don't use Ebates. Do you set Coupon Hunter to max amount to list? I do now for Bonanza. I set it to 50%, so like half of what I was doing for eBay, just because I'm trying to get up so many more listings on Bonanza. And their Vero program isn't as extensive, and whatever. I feel like they're not going to punish me as hard for having Vero issues, like or the equivalent to Vero issues. All right, so if anyone is using crypto, use GDAX and not Coinbase. So yeah, definitely do your research if you plan on using crypto. Lilith Layer says, don't fill out any forms, not good. So basically Lilith says to hide all your money from the government. But that's not, report your income as it is, for sure. Victor Lay says, hi, Tyler. I have a few Sale Freaks accounts and make decent sales. I want to start a manual store. That would give me a similar setup as you before your suspension. Any advice on how I should proceed? So yeah, I actually, if you want to rewatch this video or, scroll around, I did talk about creating LLCs and in your name, but having the account in other people's names. And that's the way that you want to go about that. So I'm the crypto expert here. Sell your Bitcoin to Tether USDD and preserve the value. Interesting. So he's saying that crypto is not good right now. I would say, Jamie, for what you suggest for Sale Freaks using the Coupon Hunter max amount for eBay right now, I would say just keep a very high star rating for the Coupon Hunter and list anywhere from 25 to 50%. And then, you don't want to fill up too much of your store with items that don't have a selling history, which is why I really, really recommend a software like Chili Hunter or Zeek for sourcing your items and getting items that are already, proven to be good selling items. I'm thinking about using SKUGrid for my manual store. Were they good about updating out of stocks and prices? I know you said you had issues with them for Amazon. So they haven't had, I actually had a meeting with the SKUGrid store owner this morning. Matt and I did. His name's Anton. He's a cool guy. I believe he's from like France or somewhere in Europe. I have to confirm with that. But anyway, they haven't had any issues in the past month with Walmart or Overstock or anything like that. So, and I have seen that in the last month actually, but I've switched to Web Scraper app in the meantime. But one thing about Web Scraper app, I do like the software, but it doesn't give you as much control as SKUGrid. So like if Web Scraper app could develop some of the stuff that SKUGrid has, like being able to set your margins and stuff, or being able to like maybe make an item 2% lower before sending it over to Informed, or just something like that, like just more control over the price of our items would be good. And I know Ron Stance, who runs the owner of Web Scraper app, his stance is probably, well, that's Informed's responsibility to set the margin. We're just here to scrape the items and set them out of stock when they're out of stock. And I do agree with that in a sense, but if Informed is not going to help dropshippers by letting them have more control over their margins, because right now the lowest you can go is 0.01%. And actually for some suppliers, that doesn't make sense to just price at break even. Some suppliers, it actually makes sense to go below break even. And that's because of coupons and other things that you can apply at checkout to the suppliers. So for some, so for some of the suppliers, and this is just a little pro tip for you guys that, want to make more sales or whatever. If you can find a way to price your items below break even and still make, a decent amount of money with gift cards and coupons and things like that from your source, you're going to have a huge edge on everybody else. But yeah, I mean, for example, you can price negative. I'm not going to say the source, but you can price negative, I believe we're negative 7%, still making 10% margins. So yeah, that's huge, but I can't do that on Web Scraper app. So I keep those items on SKUGrid, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But I do like both of them. Both owners are great guys. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I am now coming to the 1 hour mark, and I appreciate everybody joining me. Like I've said multiple times throughout the night. And before you guys leave, there's 89 of you in here. I would really appreciate if you hit the like button and, leave a comment on your thoughts about the video, not just in the chat. I would really, really appreciate, for those of you that were here watching the whole thing or stopping by, ask questions, if you felt like you got some value, I would really, really appreciate if you could leave a comment in the comment section and click like before you leave. For those of you guys that don't know, I do this, and I just said doo-doo again. Amanda Kaufman called me out on that last time. I do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I have a live unless there's just some random event going on in my life at the time that I can't, get on there. Mainly if there was like a UVA basketball game or something like that at this time of year, I probably wouldn't be on here. I'd probably be watching that instead and reschedule the live. But thank you guys for joining me, and I hope everyone has a great week. And yeah, sorry, I always get caught up in the comments as I'm leaving. Okay, I'll answer one more question. Jay Willis says, do you feel maximizing item specifics helps with search results? If you're talking about eBay, yes, I do feel that way, especially if you're running a manual store and you're not putting your items in the catalog, meaning you're not putting a UPC code in there, or you're putting your own unique UPC code and MPN in there. Then that is a great way for you, I feel like, from what I experienced, to boost your sales. And from what I learned from sniping people on eBay that were keeping their items out of the eBay catalog by using does not apply as the UPC and using unique UPCs that they just bought from people, all that. But that's a whole nother topic of conversation. Yeah, guys, have a great rest of the night. And until my next live, well, I'll see you guys then.